because they're constantly pushing sexual shit down, and constantly denying it, constantly. And guess what? It's a demon talking to him, trying to get it out of him, because he wants to eat that energy. Now what the action is depending on the person. If it's an evil act versus a good act or whatever. I mean, he can go find a woman and screw her, and go find a child and screw her, whatever the fuck he's got to do. But the demon wants the energy, he doesn't care either way. And he also wants to free that person from that angst. And that is something that we understand, that I have to eat, I have to drink, I have to procreate. These are my natural human animal drives. Once you can accept those natural human animal drives, jealousy is another one that really gets people off. Once I can accept that and work with that and know that these desires have to be sated, and I sate them without any type of moral flash, I mean, you're halfway to Godhood from there. I'm not going to say my need to eat because this guy said I can't, because this fish is bad, but I want to eat the fish. Or like the whole Garden of Eden thing. Don't eat that apple. Even though I know you're hungry and you need to eat, but don't eat that one because that's got the knowledge of God in it. And you're going to tell a human being not to do something, what's the first thing you're going to do? That's our nature. You have to accept that nature. And that's what I'm talking about in the book. You have to accept your own animal nature. Then you can read it on other people. And one of the bigger differences that you'll find in like Luciferian and Satanism, the type of thing that the Lucifer does in order to control and manipulate people is they go after the imagination. I'm going to tell you that if you do all these things, good, bad, evil, whatever, I don't really care what these things are, you're going to attain this great thing. You're going to be the ruler of the world. Or like Satan said to Jesus in the Bible, supposedly, you just bow down to me, I will give you all the nations in the world. That is the basic understanding of what the Lucifer does and how Lucifer gets you to act in evil. Knowing damn well he can't give you any of this shit, but this is how he's going to get you to do it. The Ahrimani, on the opposite aspect, is, I want to starve you. You can't eat. I want to make sure you're thirsty. You can't drink. You want to eat now? You want to drink now? Okay, you need to go to this. Then when you get back, you can eat and drink. So now you tell me which two sides of evil is more powerful. Is it more powerful to manipulate somebody with their fantasy, or is it more powerful to deny them of their natural desires and needs? And then grant them to them as they see fit. Just a much different than how the church operates. But if you really study into the Catholic Church, it's a combination of both Luciferian and Ahrimani ideals. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're the true evil. They prove it every day. And that's why I don't have a problem butting heads with them. You want to tell me I can't practice my religion? Okay, fine. Now you go tell the government who works the Constitution I can't practice my religion, that I can't. And let's see what happens. Just like this today. I don't see the detective in here, but I really didn't care she was in here. I had a phone call from her yesterday. And basically, she said, man, you've covered everything by the books. You've done everything by the paper. We can't deny you access. Well, no shit, you can't deny me access. And that's the thing that they don't want. They don't want me freeing you. They don't want me telling you, you are your own God. You can do your own thing. You do not need them. Their God does not need your money. Trust me. The Catholic Church is a $1 trillion business. Do you think they need your donation? I don't. That's your money. You do what you want with it. They want 10% of your paycheck. Why? Why do they want that 10%? What control are they taking from you by taking 10% of your paycheck?
You have to start small if you want to control somebody. You can't ask them for everything at once. You ask them for something small and they get comfortable with that. If you ask them for something bigger, then they've already done the small thing, why not? Eventually you'll take over their whole lives.
And it's a great idea, yes. We need money for this, for the church. We need money for this, for the God. We need money for this to help the starving children. And let me tell you something, the majority of all Christian charities, 80% goes in their pockets. They do the minimal necessary in order to maintain a 501(c) status.
Salvation Army right down the street. I got kicked out of my house. I had no shoes, I had no clothes, I had nothing. They told me, we can't help you because you're homeless.
Yep.
But they had a 52-inch flat screen TV sitting on the wall.
Yes, ma'am. There it is.
And a thrift store 2 doors down, but you can't help me with a pair of tennis shoes in the middle of winter.
Nope. You don't have money.
Because they don't have any money and because I don't have a home.
Exactly. So now how is that not control? And then
If their money goes to help people, Which ones?
Themselves, their own pockets.
Right where they feed you at night, if you ever go there. They got a 52, if not bigger, flat screen TV
on the
just hang on the wall. Never turn it on, nothing, just hanging.
Nobody's allowed to watch it.
For what purpose?
It's just in case the newly risen is on the news. It's just in case.
No, but seriously, I haven't walked around barefoot for 3 days because I was homeless, and Salvation Army can only help you
If you have home.
if you have a home and you have an address.
But I mean, but look at it. When you look at how Christianity spread, aside from killing, convert or die, they spread through healings in hospitals. Well, what was your penance in that healing in hospital for being healed? What do you have to do? You have to learn their religion. You have to practice their religion. I mean, it's so foul. Even in today's society, if you want to be married in a Catholic church, you have to dedicate your children to being raised Catholic. But what type of control is that? Yes, sir.
I was raised up Irish Catholic.
You got
I was altar boy.
Oh, boy, I'm sorry.
Hold on, listen. But I got kicked out of the church because I dated outside of my race.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, I helped save them. I've been pagan since I was 10.
You understand what I'm talking about? You're going to be excommunicated. Oh, no. You're going to be excommunicated, and you're going to go to this imaginary hell, whether you believe in hell or not. I can't tell you if hell is going or not. I can tell you my experiences through my methods of practice, whether I believe it or not. I can't tell you it's real. You have to find that out on your own. And you can choose not to believe in hell. One of the biggest things in our church that we get people to do as a self-dedication ritual is actually in the book. In that book, and it even tells you before you do it, that supposedly by all religions you're going to hell for blasphemy. Blasphemy is speaking out directly against, in Christianity, the Holy Spirit. Zoroastrianism is saying that Ahriman created the universe versus Ahriman created the universe. And both of those are in that self-dedication ritual. So just because I say the Holy Spirit is a foul, destructive, odorous thing that does not exist, according to Christianity, I'm not going to hell. When I go to heaven, I reach the gates because I denied the Holy Spirit. I'm going to hell.
It used to be if you even said one of the names of God, you could burn at the stake.
Well, yeah, one of the 1,001 names, yes sir. El, Elohim, Elon, so on and so on and so on. So it's all about the control methods that they're placing over the people in order to attain wealth, power, and everything else. So do we fight that? Yes. Am I totally against that? Yes. We as the people, just like the way this country was founded, are the ones who should have the power and should be running our own stuff. We should be responsible for our own things, and we should not let other people take power and responsibility from us. And that's what it's about. Individual self-dependence, controlling your own power and creating your own way through the world and making reality the way you see fit. Not the way some priest told you reality is, the way you decide reality is. You want a $500,000 home, well then you make it happen. Don't be on your knees praying to some God, oh please give me $500,000 for this house. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you buy that $500,000 home, you better have enough money to maintain that $500,000 home. So you're going to have to work your way all the way through there, and you're going to have to continue to work in order to maintain it. Get down on your knees, with or without knee pads, is not going to do it for you. Ma'am.
You know what drives me crazy about some people who are super religious too, especially? They're like, oh, God gave me this house or God gave me this job. Like, no. Didn't you do that? Like, did he go through you to do that? Like, what?
But they're trained to think like that. That's the problem. They're trained to believe that. That's the problem. It's like Pavlov's bell. I ring the bell, the dog salivates because he knows he's got food. It's a base psychology. So I train this dog, ring the dinner bell, then I feed it. I train this dog, I ring the dinner bell, then I feed it. But I'm watching his saliva intake. Like, it's the point, I ring the bell, there's no food, it's still salivating. It's still prepared to eat the food. That's Christianity in a nutshell. Candy for Jesus. How do they get the kids? Candy for Jesus. Come, let's go worship Jesus. I'm going to throw candy at you at the bus. You say the right verse at the end of the day, you're going to get the big Snicker bar. Is that not how they indoctrinate children? Am I lying? Jeremy, is that not how you were indoctrinated when you were as a child?
Yeah, it was. It was.
How many times have any of us been on one of those stupid Baptist buses and they're throwing candy at you because you're singing hymns? Candy for Jesus.
They brought candy to me just the other day.
Exactly. And then once you become an adult, what do they come at you with? You don't do the right thing, you're going to hell, I'm going to scare the shit out of you.
And also point to this.
Why? Why do you need to control me through fear? That's the question you should be asking. And why do I need to fear something you made up? Prove to me hell exists. Prove to me heaven exists. Prove to me Jesus ever existed. Because I know you can't. I've done my research. You can't. It's an invention based off of Horus and based off of Mithra. And if y'all want to know a little secret, the Vatican is built on a Mithric temple. Mithricism is a form of Zoroastrian that came straight from Persia. And that's the problem. They want to create this established truth because this prophet is supposedly hooked into God and said that this is the way we're going to do things. No. Absolutely not. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your moralities are. I don't care how you think reality is. I want to do it the way I want to do it. And I hope that makes sense. Because it's that evil thought, evil meaning freedom, because it all bases down to the Zoroastrians call Asha is the established truth. And that established truth is continuing to move forward by the concept of good thought, good deed, and good action. Excuse me, good thought, good speech, and good action. So, as a devil worshiper, engaging in the activity of Drug is the opposite of Ashra, it's anything that I do that goes against that established truth. I go against your established truth, I think, I speak, or do something against your established truth, that is evil. Now that's a wide variety of things that can be evil. Wide and far is the path that leads to hell, guys. I ain't playing about that. But that's the problem. Is they want this control. They want to control you. They want to enslave you in these ways. Spiritually, what a lot of people don't understand, especially when it comes to right-hand path religions, when I die, I want to go become a part of God. My soul was given to me by God at my birth through the first breath. When I die and I elate that soul and it goes into heaven, it becomes consumed, depending on which type of religion you look at, either in a fire, if it's Gnostic Christianity, it's a soul pressed like wine. If it's different types of Christianity, it's becoming a part of that same essence again. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want anything to do with it. I'd rather say, okay, I'm not being a part of this. We're going to go off and we're going to go do here, and then I'm going to go play with the devil, and then I'm going to come back to earth and do the devil's work. Because I believe in reincarnation. I don't believe that I'm going to be absorbed by an uber entity, if that makes sense to everybody. And that's the plan. The more control, the more angst that you have, the more of that denying your animal nature in yourself. When you die, it goes back because that entity that much more powerful. And that's how we see why they want that control. Yes, ma'am.
Does everybody at your church believe in reincarnation?
I don't know, ask them. Shmaine, you believe in reincarnation?
Yes, I do.
Kelsey?
There have been some unquestionable things that cause me to believe yes.
Hindu also believes in reincarnation.
What happened? So that,
Hinduism is also believes in reincarnation.
so that exactly a written way it works down there?
No, it's chaos. It's pure chaos. The devil at his most pure form is pure chaos. Because the only way to destroy order is through chaos. Like, I mean, what's going to tear a city up harder than an earthquake? How do you look at the fire of Chicago? It was all wood. That's chaos. Yeah, people die. Bad things happen. Look at the storm that just hit Mexico. That's chaos. But that's how you change the established order. You know, if you create a prison, when you send a tornado through that prison, all the walls and terraces and gates are down there and everything else, all the prisoners are free. That's chaos. That's how we view things. That's how we do things. It's not that I'm going to sneak around at night. I'm going to grab a little bunny rabbit and get its head off and say, "Hail Satan." I mean, there's none of that at all. Besides, who knows, that bunny rabbit might lead me down the hole where some crazy ass drugs are, and I can do some crazy things with them. I mean, you never know. So, that's what it's all about. You have to take control of your own lives. And that's what we teach, how to control your own life. And are the Catholics mad about it? Of course. Why? I'm taking away their power, I'm taking away their money. They want their power, they want their money. But you as an individual should want your own power, want your own money, to live your own life. That's all it is. I don't want to say, that's what we're based on. But we'll do it by whatever means necessary,
But with the accordance to the law.
sometimes, most of the time, but not. Anything else you want to add? Jeremy, you got anything you want to add?
No, sir.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement on there.
Why would y'all want to worship somebody who's already been defeated? I don't
At
understand.
what point was Ahrimani defeated?
Satan's already been defeated. Jesus
Ahrimani
already
was
whipped him, so
Ahrimani is not.
why are y'all, I don't understand why you would want to worship something like that.
Why would I want to worship chaos and the concept of chaos? To destroy the established order. Why else?
It doesn't make sense. What?
What doesn't make sense? I don't understand. What don't, I can't explain it to you if I don't understand what you don't understand. What don't you understand?
Why you would worship Satan?
I don't worship Satan.
Well, what are you?
I worship Ahrimani, Angra Mainyu, the original god of chaos and destruction.
So you're saying, but you're saying that this is trying to tell somebody how to worship Satan. So what's the difference?
No, I didn't say anything about worshiping Satan. I've never said anything about worshiping Satan or being a Satanist. I told you it was a devil worshiper. The devil is Angra Mainyu. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
We believe, ma'am.
Well, it's a meeting. Just like you can speak, I can speak. So.
You cannot.
Actually, this is my meeting, and now I'm telling you to leave, so I want to go.
This lecture, you need to leave, please.
It's just that simple. You want to argue with these folks, you can go.
No, I'm not gonna argue with them, but that's the truth. That's why y'all are getting mad.
No, the bottom line is, you want to bring your established truth into my meeting, and I'm telling you that it's garbage. Yes, please pray for me, it'll do wonders.
Well, that's all I just asked them a question.
I did, and I answered your question, and I told you that Ahrimani is not Satan, and then you wanted to tell me that it's the same thing. That's the current argument,
There's
correct?
just different names, like different names for religion, so.
No, it's not. It's a completely different entity, it's a completely different entity. Ahrimani is the twin of Ahura Mazda. That means they are brothers, they have the same power. Your concept of Satan is
You
a fallen
haven't
angel.
really answered my questions.
I am answering it right now if you listen.
Go ahead.
I'm answering right now if you will listen. Ahura Mazda and Angra Mainyu are twin brothers from the same god known as Zerban. One is over destruction, the other is over creation. They are equal forces because they are both twin brothers. It is not a fallen angel from heaven known as Ha-Satan or Lucifer, which was created in the 14 to 1600s by the Renaissance period, especially somebody known as William Blake and Dante Albright. That's where the Christian concept of the devil comes from in the first place. And if you want to get into it, the light bearer, the term Lucifer in Latin is actually refers to Jesus. So if you really want to play politics and you want to play crazy games, Jesus is the devil. Because he's the light bearer, and Lucifer means light bearer.
You still didn't answer my question.
I did. I just answered it to you.
That was a rather thorough answer.
You're not gonna, and you can't answer it anyway, so
So say your question.
unless you wanna say your.
Well, you're in cognitive dissonance right now, ma'am, because you can't understand what I'm saying to you.
Oh, I
So
can
now you want to
understand
continue to
what you're
argue with me because you
No, you started
believe
arguing.
in
I
this
just asked
established
you a question.
truth
You
that we're fighting.
irate.
You're in this world of this established truth that we're trying to unlock you from.
So,
And that's where you're at.
and you're not.
I just explained to you. I said Zerban, who is a neutral thing, was a spark of consciousness in the universe. I already explained that earlier.
I just asked you why you or your organization would want to worship somebody that's defeated. and
He's
been
not defeated. That's what I'm trying to tell you. In my mythology and in my religion, it was never defeated in the first place. It is an equal opposing force.
That's right, your mythology.
Exactly, and you're talking about your mythology, so now we're arguing
I'm not
semantics.
talking about mythology.
Then what are you talking about?
Objective truth, I think.
That's what I'm saying. We're at the point of objective truth. She's in the concept of what we call cognitive dissonance, where the conscious mind shuts down because the ego can't take any
And I feel sorry for you.
Well, then feel sorry for me.
I do.
Then why are you here?
Do it quietly, please. You're interrupting.
I mean, at this
I'm
point,
not interrupting, I'm talking to him and I asked him a question.
why are you still here if you're here to prayed for us and told us about Jesus when I don't think anybody in this room cares.
What you're talking about.
Let's say something
And I asked you
for that.
questions, so.
I answered your question very
All right,
clearly.
then go on and say whatever you
He's not
want to
going to repeat the
say.
entire lecture for you then,
Because
you were late and you missed most of it.
We already talked about how the primordial establishment
I said what I'm going to say.
of the religious world and the spiritual world already came to acclamation, which is the conscious spark known as Zervan. He created sacrifice in Purusha. The two twin gods came along. The devil came out first. He was cast aside. Ahura Mazda created the world. Upon the creation of the world, the devil attacked the world and Ahura Mazda. If you're too busy getting down with the Christian idea, that's fine. I don't care. That's your belief. I don't care.
That's right.
But I'm going to believe this way. And there's nothing you can say
I'm not
or
trying to
do.
change your mind or nothing. All I said was I'm going to pray for you, and if that makes you mad, I'm sorry.
I don't care. Pray for me all you want. That's just like I'm going to hex you later. How does that make you feel? It's the same thing. It's stupid. Your prayer, my hex, who cares? Spiritual warfare has been going on for thousands and thousands upon thousands of years. Whatever. Do what you got to do. Yes, ma'am.
So, is he an active force like God, like the Christian God people think that he is? You know what I mean? That would make sense.
Okay. That's a very good question. And it's actually going to be a three-part complicated answer.
Okay.
Okay. All right. How the Zoroastrians and Vedic Hindu believe that the spiritual affects the physical requires both sides working together. That's why in magic, you'll see a lot of times in Celtic magic, they'll talk about a weaving. And if you see the Celtic trinity where they have the three things that are weaved together, the Celtic knots, these are symbols of that type of weaving. I, as a human being, choose to work with whatever deity I'm going to work with. So through prayer, through song, through mantra, through sacrificial offerings, whether it be food, whether it be herbs, spices, paper, whatever I choose to sacrifice that deity likes, whatever type of incense, smell that deity likes, I'm offering that to the process on a daily basis. A lot of these old religions, it's all on a daily basis. I'm giving them that energy. When I give them that sexual energy like we talked about earlier, that now gives them the ability to have a physical power to affect in the physical world. So, when everything's working on a tier system, I start working with Druch, I'll work with the Dews, and then I'll work with the Devas. And Ahriman is still considered a Deva. He's the deadliest of all Deva, but he's still a Deva. It's more like a tribal thing versus a kingdom thing. When you look at this side, it's more of a kingdom, this side is more of a tribe. So when I offer up that energy, I'm building this entity up. It lives because I make it live, because I give it my energy to live. Then I give it this physical energy to make a physical change in the world. Does that make sense? Okay, now, as a spiritual being, this is part 2. As a spiritual being, we're created with a thing called a subtle body. The subtle body is what most Christians refer to as the soul. And what Pop refers to as a soul. It's actually your spirit. Your soul, by all the religions, is like a pedometer here in your heart, your center point, where it calculates all the bad and the good that you do. And that is supposedly given to you upon birth through the first breath. But the thing that is called the subtle body, which is the spirit, that is essence of Purusha. That is essence of the universe. So that essence connects you to everything else that has that essence. So these ethereal spirits, they have that essence. Rocks have that essence. Anything that is organic or has a consciousness has that type of essence. The planet itself has its own soul. In fact, according to Zoroastrianism, Ahura Mazda's subtle body is reality, which is the same type of understanding as Purusha. So, within my subtle body are things called chakras. These are energy points. They start from sacral and go up to crown chakra. So I can charge, by using certain devas that are in charge of these chakras, I sacrifice to them, I give to them, they take the energy, they energize the chakra. Now, I can use certain meditative techniques, spin the chakra, open the chakra up to give you that energy and that power. It also gives that God that power. So here's a second way that I'm now building up this entity. So now, when I get to the third aspect, I'm going to try to clean it up since our children in the room all of a sudden. When the couple comes together, because all type of magic in that way is creation, creating another human being, if you understand what I'm saying. When we connect the heart chakra of two human beings together, And you're running the information through the female's crown chakra, and the male is projecting the is-to-be or the idea that he wants to change into reality from his third eye chakra. Casts all that energy from all that chakras onto the entity. Now it has a physical energy, and it has an idea of what you want with that physical energy to create that physical change spiritually. You ask, is Ahriman an all-pervading force? I say so. Look at that hurricane it just hit. That's the biggest hurricane they've ever seen. The root chakra, guardian name is Vedic Indra. Vedic Indra is a deity of storm, war, and chaos. And that's how we interact with the spiritual, and that's how the spiritual interacts with us. We have to work together. If we don't work together, then all we can do is make changes through manipulative magic or by working hard to get to it. But if I want that extra spiritual boost, I want to bring that energy in, I want to create a weird change in reality that nobody else can control, that's how I do it spiritually. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's quite a process, actually.
Sounds like it.
It's quite a process.
But basically, if he's strong, you're strong, and if you're strong, he's strong, right?
Yeah, if I give my power to him, he becomes stronger. He gives his power back to me, I become stronger.
Yes.
Then we work together to create the thing.
Okay.
On the very basic level, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize, I was late,
That's okay.
and I was baptized Episcopal,
Okay.
but I have questions.
Sure.
And I actually came down to get one of your books.
Okay.
To try to see what I could find out, so I just wanted to know how I get one.
Oh, she'll take the money, and they're $9. She's the church's treasurer. I'm not touching money.
Would you like to commence the signing?
Yes, is there a pen?
Even the book's not even on
Catch the
there.
tree with no
All of
pen.
our kids pick up pens, so I got it. Okay.
I can hurt my finger.
He can and will.
Yes. How much was it?
The library staff have a pen we can borrow. The library staff have a pen.
Or will they need it? It's gotta be in the right wallet.
Need to wrap up and Sure, we can close it up.
You were the Roxas? It's like,
Actually, why not what?
Sure.
Now I only need
I'm sorry.
Were you here with Adam in town? No, I wasn't. I'll have it for that. I'll give you some.
is there a story behind that hat?
I'm sorry?
Is there a story behind that hat?
Yes. We went to the Spirit Halloween store, and I was thinking, I haven't thought about this since the Black Mass. I need a headpiece that I need to wear. The Pope's got this huge hat. The pagans got these other weird hats. I need a hat too. Well, I finally found it.
I like it.
Yeah, it works.
Much better than the other concept hats. But-
I heard some of those. One thing I think this one recorded. Should there be? And it's it is.
Very much.
It is.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to wrap up. So,
All right.
back up. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Rachel Pierce. We've talked
Hello, Rachel. How are you?
several times, and I missed you before everything started.
Did you guys have controversies?
What do you think about all this, sir?
It was a glorious time. It was magnificent. I particularly love these signs that were outside the building. You know, Jesus forgives you or what have you. I don't know how he can remember me or kind of forget me if he's never met before. But hey, you know, that's the word of God.
Oh, that's all right.
Nope, we're gonna not shake down the police chair here.